For decades, doctors and physiologists agreed on one thing. The human body could not run a mile in under 4 minutes. It wasn't a record waiting to be broken, it was just impossible. It was a wall. The heart would fail first. Then in 1954, Roger Bannister ran it in 3 minutes, 59 seconds. And within 6 weeks, someone else did it too. And within a few years, it was almost routine. Nothing about the human physiology had changed. What had changed was the belief that it could be done. Now, as strange as it sounds, the same thing has just happened with batteries in China. For 15 years, Western battery engineers insisted that fast charging was physically impossible. If you push lithium into a graphite anode too quickly, it doesn't absorb it. It piles up and it will wreck the battery. That was the physics, and it was seen as a real wall to progression. But Chinese manufacturers have just walked through that wall anyway. They've developed new batteries that charge to 98% in 9 minutes. Some hit 80% in 5, and those are car batteries, so quite big. When a journalist asked Chinese scientists how they'd done it, they explained in detail. New cathode, engineered electrolyte, and anode rebuilt in layers to give the lithium more room to move. And when she asked Western engineers the same question, several admitted they hadn't thought to ask it. Now, there's a book that helps explain what may be happening here. It's a really good read. It's called Breakneck by the analyst Wang. And his argument in one sentence is that America is run by lawyers, but China is run by engineers. So one society defaults to building through the wall, the other defaults to explaining why the wall is sensible and protects us. And the results show that in recent years. China's national highway system went up in half the time it took America to build its own. A high-speed rail line finished in 3 years in China. California's has cost over 128 billion and is still not running. But critics have a fair challenge in all of this. They say Japan's bureaucracy is run by law graduates, and Japan still builds, still manufactures, and still outinvests America in capital. So none of this is destiny, and of course it would be plainly wrong to confuse issues like freedom of speech or human rights between the US and China. They remain far apart, no matter how technologically equal they're becoming. But when you read the book, you really can't help but think it's a fair description about the approach of the establishment running both countries. Bannister didn't break any law of physics. He broke a belief that had calcified into one. China's engineers don't seem to know the difference is supposed to matter on these things. They just keep running through walls. They keep believing. And because others now know it's possible, you're going to see the benefit of that innovation very soon. I'm Gavin McGaw. If you find this of interest, please follow and share. And I'll be back soon with more stories behind power and reputation. See you next time.